Hello, everyone. Happy Hump Day. I am your host, the fearless female, Nikita Ross. I hope you guys had a chance to watch episode number 50. It was so much fun last week being the person in the hot seat. So I'm definitely going to do that again. Get another team of people to ask me questions. It was nice sharing and getting a lot of feedback from people. So that was a lot of fun. Today, I'm no longer in the hot seat. I have Ashley Monae today here.
Hey guys.
She is a blogger. She is a mother. She just relocated to Houston from Atlanta, and she's going to share her journey with us today, okay? So Ashley Monae, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a little background information.
Okay, cool.
How did you find out about me, Ashley?
So I moved to Houston and I needed a hairstylist. I was looking for somebody to do my hair when I moved, and I came across you, and everything about your page was like, I was searching on Instagram. Everything about your page was like, she's a boss. She has everything together. It was just so well put together, and it was inspiring. So I started following you, kind of stalking your page a little bit.
Trust me, I stalked the pages too.
And I was just so inspired by you. So then I did go to the salon, but I didn't book. I booked with another stylist at your salon, and I'm so embarrassed to say this. I was like starstruck, kind of. I didn't speak. I didn't say anything to you, but I was like, man, that's Nikita. So from there, I saw Icon Pearls, which I have a daughter, and I was interested in. At the time, I didn't see anything about joining Icon Women's Organization. So I looked into the information about putting my daughter in Icon Pearls, and we have moved forward with that. And then Icon Women, y'all started opening up for new people, and here I am, and now I am one of your sisters. I'm not as starstruck, but I'm still very inspired by you.
Thank you. I love when virtual spaces and reality collide. I do. I love when I see someone on Instagram that I'm inspired by. I love their pages, and when the virtual space and reality mesh.
Right.
When they match, you know,
right,
because sometimes you see people on social media and you're like, not so much.
You're not the person that you
portray.
Absolutely,
exactly. So I'm definitely always trying to be who I am on Instagram in real life.
Right.
I want the two to be authentic and genuine. Right. So thank you
You're
for
welcome.
being inspired by me, and I'm loving your new page.
Thank you.
Loving this new haircut.
Thank you.
Super, super cute. So let's talk about this journey from Atlanta. What made you move from Atlanta to Houston?
You know, it takes a lot to realize that a space is not good for you. And Atlanta I wasn't growing in Atlanta. And that was the thing that made me, I need to get out of this city. I have 3 young children. I want to be in a different city. I want them to grow up in a different city. So I literally just one day decided, we're moving, and Houston was the stop. I did a little bit of research, and economically, Houston is amazing, and it's been really good to me thus far. The struggle that I have, I've come to Houston, I'm in my career, and it's going well. I bought a house here. It's much different from Atlanta to me, and that's really hard for me because I was in Atlanta for my whole adult life for the most part. So I'm really not used to living in a different city, and just becoming acclimated to Houston is, people want to compare the two, and people ask me all the time, well, aren't they very similar? Not at all.
Because I always say Houston and Atlanta remind me a lot of each other.
Not at all.
So give me some of the differences.
For me, so I was in Atlanta for 10 years, my whole adult life, for the most part. And it was just, I got to know a lot of people. It's really easy for me to move around in Atlanta and do certain things. Houston, not so much. You know, you don't have the plug. I don't have the plugs.
So that's the deal, the connect.
The connect is not here for me. I don't have the plug in Houston. It's really easy in Atlanta, though. And so it's a little bit harder to move.
But the deal is this. You said 10 years. I'm sure that didn't happen in a day.
It didn't, but I've been in Houston for 5 years.
Really?
Yes. It still does not feel like home to me. Okay. It doesn't feel like home.
5 years, you definitely can say, gave it a fair try. I didn't realize you were here 5 years already.
Yeah, I've been here for 5 years. Today is actually my work anniversary at my day job. So 5-year anniversary today. So I've been here a little over 5 years.
So you say your day job.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between day and night?
Well, my night job is like the blogging stuff and the influencer stuff, taking the pictures and the
Yes.
motivational content and that type of thing. That's
And
what
which is a job within itself. People don't understand that.
It's a lot. It's a lot to prepare all of these things. And for me, I have 3 kids, 13, 10, and 6. And well, my baby will be 6 on Monday.
Hey, my fellow Libra.
So it's hard because they're involved in a lot of this, and they don't always. You got 3 different moods there, and then my mood, we got a photographer. It's a lot of work to prepare the content for these influencer pages.
So most of your posts are with a photographer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that definitely is a production.
Yeah.
Outfits, wardrobe, making sure the weather permits.
Absolutely. And
Houston?
shout out to Tiffany Love Photo. She is an amazing photographer, woman boss.
I want to backtrack. You said you moved to Houston because it was economically fit, right? It was
Yes.
perfect, right? What were the other choices? What other cities did you have?
I was looking at North Carolina. I didn't know exactly where. I also looked at Florida, and it just nothing panned out like Houston. It seemed like Houston is flowing. There's a lot of money to be made in Houston, and the difference that people see Real Housewives of Atlanta or different shows in Atlanta, and they assume that it's a certain lifestyle down there. It's a lot of fake it till you make it in Atlanta, which is cool, but that doesn't work for me because I have 3 kids and I can't be moving like that. I need some type of stability, and it's much more difficult in Atlanta than it is here.
Okay, so that's one plug for Houston. Scoring. Like,
Houston's up one.
Yeah, keep score. So the influencer, what made you start becoming an influencer?
I felt like there was a need for it. There are a lot of African American women that are single moms, and when I was going through different transitions in life, there weren't a lot of people for me to talk to. Like, I was doing a lot of figuring out on my own, which comes with a lot of trial and error. And it's hard. So if there was somebody in my position, somebody with kids, and now they're becoming single or moving to a different city, if I can encourage that person to you're gonna get through this, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, then I want to be able to help them. There are people that send me DMs all the time like, I'm going through this and I don't know how to maneuver through it. Some things I've been through, but at the end of the day, we're all still trying to figure it out. But people don't want to put their business out and their issues out. And I think that if we did that a little bit more, to a certain extent, we could help the next person.
I definitely believe that transparency creates a stronger connection.
Absolutely.
Because when somebody see you, you're beautiful, you're cute, perfect shape, a mom of 3, where, you know what I mean? And it's like for you to say, well, I've been down, I'm a divorcee, I had to start over, I'm doing this alone, like, oh my goodness. Looking at her, she has everything together.
Right.
So when you say, no, I don't have everything together, I'm still figuring it out, it lets everybody know that, okay, it's okay to still be figuring it out.
Yeah, I am currently still figuring it out. Like, I think it's like an everyday situation. It'll be a forever thing. Like, I will always still be trying to figure out how to make things, go smoothly.
But I just think, with life, it's a part of maturity, the maturation process, where whether you are single, married, whether you're a mother or not, I think every phase of your life requires a different you.
Absolutely.
And so with it being a new you, new territory that you haven't entered before, you're feeling a little lost, you need guidance and direction. So I think we're all still trying to figure it out. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I stop right now, take a break?
I agree because a wrong turn can take you down a long time of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So and I think that people need people to talk to. And in the Black community, we don't talk. We have this stigma, like we don't really talk to people about our problems. Everybody wants to look like they got it all together.
But I think it comes from my upbringing. Keep your business to yourself.
Right.
In
your house.
Keep your business to yourself. Keep it in your house. And I was on the phone with my girlfriend yesterday. And how we say this to each other. Like, how you feeling? She was like, girl, tired. I need a break.
Right.
And then she turned around and she was like, you know what? Let me not be ungrateful. I love my job. Kids are active. They are doing really great in school, doing great at work. Doing great at school and doing great with their extracurricular activities. She's just like, I just feel like I just have no time for me. This new position has me with a computer all day long, nonstop. So she was going through all that, and I was like, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay to say you're tired.
Right.
Like, you don't have to retract it and say, no, I'm grateful. No, if you were grateful yesterday, but today you're tired, That's how you feel in the day.
It's okay.
And it's not, we don't have to be perfect all the time.
Right.
And sometimes we find ourselves giving the perfect answer.
Right.
And even though we're really close friends, and so it was easy for her to say tired, and then she paused because we're so used to saying the right thing.
Black women want to look like we always have it all together.
That part.
We do.
And finally, I was like, girl, please. You can be tired. And she bust out laughing. Like, you know.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
Right. And it's not you being ungrateful. You
Right.
know? Yeah, you pray for that job, but you can be tired, too.
Yeah. Right. And you can be both at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what people seem to not understand but I agree. Upbringings. It was the same way in my house. What happens in this house stays in this house. Whatever you going through, this is something we deal with as a family, and you don't go outside. Like, I am a big advocate for therapy. I think that everybody needs therapy at some point. You can pray, you can go to church, and you can have a therapist, and it's okay.
I think another thing is in our community, Black women, we just have to be strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can cry for a minute but dry your eyes.
Yep.
Like you can't be down like too long.
I agree.
I just think that's just a part of our culture.
I agree.
Where other cultures, I don't think it may be as prevalent with women. They can be a little more docile and I don't want to say timid or weak, but just, a little softer.
Yeah.
You know,
I
where
agree.
we have to be strong and toughen up and move on and make it do what it do.
But it's so many different dynamics. There's so many things on our plate. We are raising kids. We have full-time jobs. And a story that I heard recently, an Asian woman, she had a baby. Her family comes in for a year and helps her take care of that baby. So she can kind of maneuver how she wants. Black family, my mama would still, my mom is quadriplegic. She was hit by a drunk driver. But if she were in the position, she would still be working right now. She wouldn't be taking a year off to come help me raise no kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Families are just very different on the Black. I don't know any Black mom that has taken off a year to come help their child raise a baby. We have babies and we go back to work like that.
We normally do. That's true. Because my mom's still working full time.
Right.
Now, my best friend had the pleasure. Her mom actually retired when she started having kids.
That's a beautiful
thing. No,
thing.
it is. But that ain't normal.
That's
not.
That is not normal.
No, because trust me, my mom is still working and she's trying to figure out her new job.
Right. And your mama is a boss too.
Exactly. So, like, she doesn't have time to watch my kids, raise my kids like that on a daily basis.
Right.
Can she love on them and be grandma? Yeah, but not on a daily basis like you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Hands on.
So for my personal situation, like I said, my mom is quadriplegic. She was hit by a drunk driver when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So a lot of my upbringing was with my grandmother. My grandmother and I aren't that close. So a lot of when I started having babies, my mom is as present as she can possibly be. Now, my mom is the best grandma in the world, let me tell it. But she can only do so much because she can't use her arms or walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's only so much that she can do. And she lives in another state. So for me, it's always kind of been like, girl, you got to figure this out on your own. You got to figure this out. So I've always had that very strong mentality, but I'm starting to learn I don't always have to be so strong. And it's okay if I'm not strong all the time. Like, there will be days that it's not perfect and there'll be days that everything doesn't go right. And it's okay. It's okay.
So I want to talk about strength in relationships.
Okay.
Because when you're so used to figuring out on your own and doing everything and making it happen and make it work, how does that work in these relationships in general? Because even for me, as long as I've been married, because I come from a lineage of strong women, I have to tell myself, chill out. Like, let a man be a man.
Right.
Like, literally have to take a mental note.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Well, I'm single, so I clearly got the best advice for anybody. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out at this point. So my sons, my 13 and 10-year-old are like, Ma, we want you to be with somebody, because I'm too much in their mix. So they're at the place where they're like, you need to be with somebody. And my 6-year-old daughter is like, no, you're good. Bye. Just with me. Like, we're like best friends. And she gets all my attention. But I don't know how to, because I am so strong. I bought my own house by myself, which I'm very proud of. I've done everything on my own for the most part. I don't know how to turn it down. It's probably going to be a downfall for me. I don't know. I need to, but there's nobody for me to ask either. As in my family, like my mama be like, you good, you strong, be strong and be this. And so I don't know. I wasn't raised in a house with a mom and dad. I think that matters a lot too, because, my mom had her accident very young and she was a single mom at that point. So there was no dating after that. I never saw that mom dad dynamic. So all I know is you be a strong mama and woman and get stuff done. Now, can somebody come in and change that? Hopefully, hopefully somebody can, but who knows?
So 2019, what one word would describe your 2019?
2019, I would say motivational. I joined Icon Women this year, and I mean, it's so many women in that group that is just amazing. And I've latched on to a couple of you guys, and I think it's motivating me to be a better woman. I'm seeing different sides of women that I've never seen before, which is very nice, because I was one of those like mean girl circles previously. Like, really? I've been in those, she a little mean, she a little bougie, she a little this. And when you come around women that their energy is just genuine and pure, and
shout out to Icon.
Yes, definitely. Like, shout out to Icon. It changes my way of thinking when it comes to women, because I've always been one of those women that felt like I had to kind of downplay myself just a little bit to make other people feel comfortable. I don't feel like that when I'm around you guys. Like, everybody has their own light that shines, and everybody is appreciative of everyone else's light, and I love that. So I think this year has definitely put me in a better circle of people. Good. which is really nice, which is motivational to me for what I'm doing with my blog and trying to encourage and empower other women to be the best version of themselves and be kind and all of that. So I am thankful for Icon.
And when you're trying to motivate others and you constantly pouring into others, you need a motivating force.
Absolutely.
You definitely need that. What other things motivate you?
I mean, obviously my babies motivate me. The group of people I'm around motivates me. My mom is definitely a motivation for me, because despite her circumstances, she's always told me to play with the cards you're dealt, whatever that hand is. And in her situation, when you are put in a situation like that, my mom was like a star athlete. She was very, very active, and then she had this accident and it crippled her. And so now she's 30 years in, and she still like, you play with the cards you're dealt. This is the hand that you were dealt, and somebody else could take that hand and win with it. So we're not going to sit here and cry and complain. Keep going. And she said that since the beginning of her paralysis, and I've always taken that like, okay, this is the hand I'm dealt. So I'm gonna win with this hand. Surely, like, it may take a minute, but it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's a great story. For her to be that resilient. Yeah. Because she definitely could have looked at it differently.
Oh my God.
And having her as a guide to show you the way, and not just tell it to you, but really be in a situation or that circumstance and really live it. Right. He was like, okay, my mom can do it.
I can do it
with all my limbs.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like, definitely. 2020. What are you looking forward to next? We say next year, but next decade.
And it's only a month and a half, a couple months away. It's right around the corner.
Away.
It's right around the corner.
2 months away.
I mean, just being better, just getting better in all aspects. Like, I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better woman. I want to be a better friend. I want to be the best version of that for Ashley Monae. I just want to be better and keep striving for greatness in 2020. And maybe my husband will come along in 2020. Who knows?
You never know.
Who knows?
My list is so long. And they're not big things. They're little things. Those little things add up.
They do.
The little things I want to do. I'm like, Lord, now where I'm find time to do this?
Because you are busy.
Something as simple as like cooking once a week. Actually, the last time I probably cooked was like 6 months ago.
But girl, you busy. I
But-
know a lot of your life, so you are busy.
But believe it or not, like my family will appreciate that so much. And I'm talking about they will be happy with hot dogs. So little things like this, I gotta get my mind mentally wrapped. I gotta find that one day a week that I'm gonna cook. I'm putting it out here maybe because it holds me accountable, right? They'll love that. That's one thing I would love to do. Is definitely like cook because my son need to see me in that role. If that makes sense. Like he's so used to his dad cooking and my grandma cooking. He's like, Mom, don't do that. Like he needs to see that a woman can cook and nurture and be a boss and domestic.
But it's hard to balance the two.
It's hard. But
it's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
Another thing is my workout, man.
And now I need to do that too. I said I was gonna go to the gym when I leave here. So I got a gym membership.
I got so many excuses.
I'll never use it.
I got so many excuses. And my girlfriend who has 3 children, who works out diligently. I'm like, I just want to sleep in another hour. I want to snooze.
Yeah, I'm not that girl.
Yeah.
I'm not that girl. But I want to be because it's good for
Let me tell you something. In my 30s, I wasn't that girl either. But in these 40s, I'm starting to see cottage cheese and cellulite and things I ain't never seen before. Like, I've always been that girl that was a size 2. Like, all my life. Little like my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. It's so far from the number 2.
But you still look good now.
And I'm okay
you
with
look
that.
good.
No, I don't have to be a 2, but I'm just saying.
It changes.
You're naked. And you're a little different.
It changes.
That's all
I got you. So I said I was going to the gym after this. I joined a gym, me and my son, and because he's now old enough to go to the gym with me. So I was like, we're going to do this together. We'll hold each other accountable. He's really small, too, so he's trying to gain some weight and bulk up, and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to get a little bit thicker. So we said we were going to go together. We're going to go today after this.
Good. I'm going to follow up.
Yeah, text me.
Yeah,
text me, see where I'm at.
I'm like, what the hair doing? What the hair doing? Is the hair still laying down? Or you still molded?
What?
But no, so those are like 2 things. And I know it doesn't sound like much.
No, it's a lot.
So to implement those 2 things into my life and making it consistent.
Right.
Because somebody asked me yesterday, they were like, did you go to the gym today? I was like, for what? I'm not going back anymore this week. I feel like I need to go 3 times. To go to the gym once, I don't know.
That's how
To
I feel
me,
too.
I feel like I need to go 3 times. And maybe that's a bad attitude to have. Maybe I should go once this week and build it twice next week. 3 times is what it really takes.
I think that if you went once a week, you wouldn't see results and you would just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be consistent with it like anything else.
Yes.
You need to go, I think, trainers don't come for me, but I think you need to go like every other day.
I mean, at least 3 times.
Yeah.
I agree. And then the next thing is, which I already do, but I want to be a little more diligent in it, is investment. Just investing, making money work. The older I get, I'm like, okay, I don't mind working, but I want to work as hard.
Absolutely.
So what are some other ways I can make money? So that's what 2020 look like for me. Those 3 things are my
That's a good list.
to do this.
That's a great
That's
list.
a short list. Those are the priorities.
Yeah, that's a
1,
great
2, and
list.
3.
I love that. I love that. And then absolutely with the investments, making money while you sleep.
Yes.
Let's do that.
And that's the beauty of being an influencer and a blogger. As your brand grows, your following grows. I mean, you can almost, quit your full-time job. Not that you are, but you almost quit your full-time job because those influencers do make great money.
Absolutely, they do. They do. It takes time to get there. So I'm down for the ride and putting it together. I want it to be what I want it to be. So it takes time. It's a lot more work than people think it is. Like, people just think you take some pretty pictures and you keep it moving. It is not that.
Definitely when you add the kids to the mix, that is a whole new gumbo.
Yeah,
it is. Because like you said, 3 personalities, who's smiling crooked, who's not interested, who's not in the mood. It's one thing when it's just you.
Yeah, and if you go to my page, it's me+3.2018 on Instagram, you will see these pictures with my kids. They be crazy. I got one kid smiling. I got one kid frowning. I just get the best one out of the bunch. So
right.
It's hard.
So what are their names?
My oldest is Cameron Isaiah. My middle one is William Lucas. And my baby is Logan McKenzie.
Logan. I love all those names. Strong
names.
You.
Strong names.
Strong names.
Very strong.
So 2020, you got the blog. So what are you going to do with the blog? What is your goal to do with your blog?
My goal right now, honestly, the kids and I are working on a YouTube channel to continue to empower. I'm also taking life coaching classes, so I want to use the blog along with that. My goal is to just motivate people because I feel like so many people are down and suffering in silence. I just want to motivate people. That is my ultimate goal, and make some money while doing it.
Why not? What do you think is the connector? Why do you think people connect with you instead of like someone else? And not throwing shade on anyone else, but what is the thing that make you so unique that make them able to connect with you opposed to probably somebody else?
I mean, I keep it real. I think that's a big part. I keep it very real. I am, this is hard. Being a parent alone is hard. Being a parent of one child is hard. Being a parent of 3 kids is, chaos. And I'm truly doing this by myself. I don't have, I co-parent, but there is no huge check coming to me every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I don't have it. I work really hard, and I'm doing this primarily by myself. And I think people can relate to that because there are a lot of moms out here that are really doing things completely alone. And those are the people that I reach because I'm out here and I'm telling y'all, I had a hard day today. It was really difficult. These kids got on my last nerve. I'm not smiling. They got on my nerves. And that's real. I don't want to talk to them. I want them to get out of my face. I am very real. And I think a lot of moms feel like that, but that's frowned upon. You can't be out here saying you don't like your kids at any point, or your kids get on your nerves. That's very frowned upon. Mm-hmm. My kids get on my nerves. They drive me crazy. I love them to death, but there are sometimes I need a break from my kids at times. Mm-hmm. And that's real. That is and I think that's why people relate to me. I put my daughter got mad at me one night, and she was laying on my side of the bed, on the side of the bed, on the very edge of the bed. And I posted this. She mad. She laying on the side of my bed, not going to her own bed. She gonna fall. And when she fall, I'm gonna laugh because she got on my nerves today. That's real. I laughed when she fell, and then she went to her room. That is real. Parenting is real, and we don't always have to be perfect, the happy mama. Because it ain't that's not real life. Mm-hmm. So anybody that's on Instagram portraying they have this perfect, beautiful family that is just great and prim and proper all the time, that's not reality. Kids get in trouble at school. Kids do stuff that's frowned upon with everybody. That's real. I have a son with ADD. I talk about that. I'm very real in what I talk about, and I think that's relatable.
Yeah, and that's
to other people.
How do you, as far as your children's support system, what does that look like? Do you have any relatives here?
I don't have any relatives in Houston, but fortunately my 13-year-old is old enough to hold down the fort for the most part. If I need to run to the grocery store, I don't really. And then my co-parenting situation, he travels in and out of, he's in Atlanta. Well, actually he just moved to DC, so he travels back and forth and holds down the fort. So when I can travel for the weekend, there's a great co-parenting situation, which I'm very thankful for.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun? No kids, just mommy. That's when you turn into Monet. Is that your alter ego?
That is when I turn into Monet alone. Yeah, I like to travel. I like to go out still, have a drink or two. I'm young. I'm 33, and I want to live, my best life. I love to be around people. There's so many things. I like bowling and Top Golf, and there are a lot of things.
Time.
Yeah, I just like having a good time with good people.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for coming,
for sharing,
for
having me,
and for being relaxed.
Oh, I was so nervous.
Yes, she was having a panic attack. I'm like, girl, you're going to have to calm down. This is not that type of show. But no, you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And good luck. Best wishes on 2020 and your new YouTube channel.
You too.
Thank you.
You too.
Until next time, guys, I'm Nikita Ross. Bye-bye.